Hey guys, it's Malinwalk, and today we're going to be talking a little bit about historical revisionism, and not actually like history. We're not gonna, no historiography or anything like that. We're just gonna talk about historic, the sort of recently announced format on Arena, specifically for Arena, where it's going to be basically everything from, I believe, Ixalan on up. So at this point, it's mostly just old standard sets. But when Throne of Eldraine comes out, it'll be all the everything from Ixalan to Throne of Eldraine. So it'll be a little bit different, have its own sort of feel, to play those cool like. I think it'd be cool to play like the dinosaur deck with Marauding Raptor. Marauding Raptor is really really good in that deck, and it's kind of interesting. Think like a red green version. Like I think the Jones one's a little bit more disruptive because you can play Duress and whatnot, or even Rotting Regisaur, which is really powerful. But I just like the regular, just red green, a little bit of a better mana base, which is pretty sweet. And Marauding Raptor just does so much for the deck. You get to play Shifting Ceratops, and Marauding Raptor not only is it like it's like a Goblin War Chief, but also a Goblin Pile Driver too, all put together in one. So like you could untap with it and jam your clever girl raptor and then draw a card, or just make another rotting raptor and then jam even more like cheap stuff. Like oh boy, it's just sweet. Um, I'm thinking, yeah, that would be sweet. Historic sounds cool. Can't wait to play some of these old decks. Maybe, maybe the historical takeoff in paper. That'd be pretty cool, right? Like, definitely a sort of another pseudo eternal format like modern, I mean, everyone thinks that'd be probably pretty cool. I think. Seems interesting, you know. Uh, get all sorts of, and of course it'll be more than just like super standard. It'll eventually grow and get more sets. And I know, I think they got Kaladesh and Amonkhet um, programmed into Arena, so maybe they'll release those sets eventually at some point. I think that would make sense. I think that'd be pretty cool, because although Kaladesh obviously has a lot of really powerful cards. And same thing with Amonkhet, like especially something like Hazaret and Ramanok Ruins and stuff like that. Um, while those are really powerful, they could probably be fine in some sort of like historic format with more sets and more answers and different threats and things like that. I think that'd probably be okay. Um, yeah, that would be fine. Yeah, so I think something like Kaladesh forward would be fine. Uh, but at the moment, it's just Amonkhet forward. Anyways, it just recently came out a couple days ago with this tweet, which is one of the most uh, head scratching tweets I've ever seen. It's just, I don't understand. Like, what would. I, this is so weird. It's like they forgot the last 20 years of like magic, and it's like, why? Why would you do this? So they're going to be like jamming like random different cards into historic. For what purpose? I don't know. To stifle like deck building and innovation, maybe. I mean, like I don't understand like what the point is. I mean, and this isn't even the worst one. I mean, well, this is probably the worst one, but they also announced that they were going to like it was going to be like if you're redeeming wild cards for historic stuff, it would be like take two, like twice as many wild cards to redeem them, which again is like another head scratcher. Like, why would we have this artificial sorts of barrier, artificial sort of scarcity, like regarding these cards? It doesn't make any sense. Like, that's the biggest problem with uh, eternal formats because of the reserve list and just how old cards are. It's just not a lot of them. There wasn't a lot printed compared to the demand today. Um, Again, like I said, also the reserve list. Even something like um, modern, which isn't an eternal format, has this problem with stuff like fetch lands and other or staples. So it's very strange that both of these things they announce on the same day, and it just doesn't make any sense. Like, why? I'm not really like excited to play all these like old standard cards and kind of jam them all together and be able to do different things with my stuff like on Arena. Um, Now it's just like, oh, brainstorm. Like, what? What are there no good shuffle effects? Like, who, what? I mean, how is this even like remotely? okay. They were waffling over whether to reprint Opt for forever, like, oh, it might be too good, might not be too good, blah 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 blah. And then just like, oh, we'll just jam fucking Brainstorm and this random like arena only format. Like, excuse me? Like, how does this make any sense? Like, the only card on this list that is even remotely reasonable is Firebolt. Like, Firebolt's a great card. Like, I mean, sure, like they could put it in there, but like, why not just let the format develop organically instead of dropping like 100 nukes on it before people can figure out what they want? I mean, Wormcoil Engine, like really, one of the best like finishers, one of the best 6-drop creatures they've ever printed. Like, how does that make any sense? And Dark Confidant, I mean, Jesus, like really? Like, why would you add these cards? First, it not only are these cards just way over the line of what they would typically print in again, with the exception of Firebolt, what they would typically print in a standard set. I mean, this like blurs the line and changes the texture of all these different formats. You want like Legacy and Vintage to feel different from each other, and Legacy and Modern to feel different from each other, and so on. I mean, but like then there's this. Like, what? Might as well just put Brainstorm in Modern, dude. Like, I mean, it's fine for Historic, right? Like, isn't like why not? Like, what is the logic here? There is none. There is none. I don't understand. Like, why would they do this? Like, unless there's something I'm missing. Like, this is so absurd, and it's like it's so puzzling because I can't figure out like why they would do this. Like, Brainstorm is broken as fuck. Like, why would you put that in a format? Like, this makes blue decks like so insanely better because it's just like, oh, well, I'll just get all the cards I want and put back my clunkers and then just shuffle my library and then, oh, yeah, it's fine. No big deal. Like, your deck's just a million times better and more consistent than everyone else's. Is that really what? I mean, hello? Like, am I fucking taking crazy pills here? Oh God, it's just insane. So yeah, this is stupid. This is one of the dumbest ideas I've ever seen. Like, I don't know, is Brainstorm suddenly fine now? Like, this is acceptable power level for cards? Like, you won't put it in Modern for obvious and good reason, but you're gonna put it in this other format where it like overshadows everything and by a lot. I mean a lot. Like, and these are just like some ideas they're thinking of. Like, this is silly. This is silly. Like, I mean, I don't understand. This is so dumb. Oh well. I mean, whatever. It's Wizards. If they didn't come out and do something stupid every other week, we might have some faith in them. Anyways, this is just ridiculous. So that's it. That's it for today, guys. Just wanted to talk about this real quick. I think it's stupid. I mean, why would they even do this? It really makes me not want to play like Historic at all on Arena, and I already have like hard enough time logging in general because everything else is taking up my time. Stuff like WoW Classic and things like that. But uh, God, oh well, I guess this is a place to play your old standard cards that you can technically play, but they're worse than all these other cards that they ham fist into the format. Sweet. All right, so that's it. That's it for today, guys. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for tuning in, and have a great day.